So hey guys, I'm not gonna do a long video. So as some of you know, for a while I had these pastel chalks, and that's what I was using for weathering. Oh, excuse the GP30s here. Um, and excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. But the other couple weeks back, I went to Hobby Lobby to look for some paint for a paintbrush for my records, something a little bit wider than what I had previously. And while walking around checking out other things, I stumbled across these little weathering sets. I cannot for the life of me remember who made them, but they come in 3 sets of 3. So as you can see, they say weathering sets. I guess this is Hobby Lobby's exclusive set. You see they got rust, metal, silver, sand, light sand, mud, snow, soot, rust. And inside of each one, if I can get it open here on camera. Yep, there we go. What it basically is it come with this kind of like a makeup brush, and they're kind of like a hard powder, I guess. And once you start using the other stuff, or the brush and everything, I started using these as well. As some of you remember, I may have showed you. This is one of the sets, and all they are is this pastel chalk. Nothing special. But let's see if I can do this before the train comes back. I was able to do some weathering, and this thing did a freaking fantastic job with the weathering. I know it doesn't look as good on camera, but let me turn this off for a second. Move this down here. There we go. But as you can see, this did a really nice job for weathering. Now I didn't do it too heavy because the pictures that I found were kind of at the later years of these SD70M-2s, and this is basically what they looked like. So it wasn't too heavy up on the top or anything, but it was mostly just a lot of dirt and dust and everything on the bottom. So I figured, give these little things a try. And what you do is you take the color that you're wanting to do. I should have left one open. I didn't think of that. You take the color that you want, like this rust color here, and you dab the sponge brush almost into it. And it takes a couple of hits on it, but once you start getting it on there, it really starts looking good. And you know, once you start doing little layers at a time with this set, as you can see the result, it looks pretty good. I mean, comparing that to, say, like a brand new locomotive that looks like this, it looks pretty good once you start weathering them up. I'm not saying this to do for everybody. This is just something that I was experimenting. I love weathering, so hint the Chessie hopper there. But it was something that I wanted to do, so eventually I will be doing it to these two cabooses, both plastic and brass ones, and even the GP40s here and any others that I get. But for the time being, I just wanted to do it on these two. I got two of these models and see what they look like. And I'm very impressed with these little sets. I think they were like $2, $3, $4 for each one. So I mean, I think it came out to about $10 for each one, or for the set there, or three. And it did an awesome job. And it doesn't come off with the fingers as heavy as you would maybe with like with the powders that you can get. Yeah, it does come off, but not, like I said, it's heavy. It's basically a sponge. So basically, like what I said, and I probably said this multiple times, you're probably telling me to shut the hell up. Telling me to shut up. You put the set on first. Like I said, it's basically like a glue for this. And then you start carving off the chalk here, almost to a powder-like substance like you would with the weathering powders. And then you start mixing it in, or you take this, you put it on the model first, wherever you want it, and then you pour the powder on with a paintbrush. And then that's basically the result you get. So, if I can get the right angle, there you go. I mean, as you can see, it looks pretty good once it's on there. I didn't do it too heavy, mostly did it on the trucks and where some of the dirt would be picked up, like the snowplow. But as you can see, it does a very fantastic job for what you need. So I may start doing it with some of the other rolling stock. Still debating on a lot of things on this layout. Excuse me. Overall, I've decided to go full Walthers flex track and switches on here. The fun part is I gotta find foam, and I went to Home Depot and Lowe's, could not find the foam board to cover up big areas like this, and this is technically supposed to be squared off. So I don't know what happened to this section here. But yeah, all the Bachmann track will eventually go. I'm gonna start with the outer loop. Once I get these last two sections up, put them down here, figure out where I can go from there. I'm gonna still go with this 35-inch radius, though I may even go a little wider, 36, 37, but that's basically where I want to keep it, at the 35. And I'm going to keep the Bachmann track as a template and just mark it off with a Sharpie like this, so that way I know where to go for the outer perimeter and go from there. So that's basically it, guys. I just wanted to share this little set with you. Like I said, I found it at Hobby Lobby. I imagine you can find them at anywhere else, probably at any hobby store that, if you got any in your town, unlike me. Yeah, have fun with the weathering. I enjoy it. Don't be afraid to weather up these models. It's one thing that a lot of people are scared of, and I understand. My very first weathering model is still sitting here, and that's the Chessie. hopper there. And I still enjoy it. I've done some more weathering to it, but that's basically how it looked when I first weathered it. The second biggest weathering project I've done has been I should have brought my flashlight, this auto rack, and it looks awesome. And that was one thing that I taught a college roommate about weathering, because he had some weathering powders, but he didn't know how to use them effectively really too well, and I showed him how to go about it. So as I've said, don't be afraid to weather your models. Go light, then start out with heavy, then go heavy. Don't go all out and weathering extremely heavy with everything. Start light. But yeah, eventually I'll be weathering these here, which I kind of did already. Let's see if I can get some light on these real fast. Can't really see it too well. Yeah, you can see it a little bit there on the sides. But I put a little bit of just like the black soot almost on this. Very lightly, a couple layers. As you can see, it eventually comes out really nice looking compared to the, say, an extremely bright yellow caboose. It tones it down. It looks good now. I love my chessy yellow, but sometimes it does get a little too bright. So eventually these will be weathered up very, very lightly. These three here, because chessy was very clean from what I can notice. Later in the years, right before the merger of Seaboard into the CSX, that's when they started getting grimy. But if you look at pictures of even GP30s like this in the 80s, they were fairly clean. They were very clean models. So, okay, I thought I was missing something. They were very clean, so whether one hopper, not the greatest, but eh. But that's it, guys. I'm gonna leave you with that. Have fun with the weathering. Have fun with your model trains any way you want it, just like I'm doing. You don't have to be perfect with your model trains. I'm having fun just watching them run around for the time being until I can afford to get some more lumber and get better track and get everything wired up correctly. So until then, enjoy your model trains however you like it. Have fun with the hobby and just continue doing what makes you happy. Till then, see y'all later.